This is JHouze Radio, episode 84. Starting off a little crazy and wonky, but hey, man, that's our charm, you know? We're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 review today. We're going to give our thoughts on PlayStation's recent PlayStation Showcase that happened recently, and a few of the tidbits here and there. Other than that, I am KJ with my trusty, loyal, how'd you say it? Secret you don't want to tell your mama, Los.
I'm the secret you don't want to tell your mama.
How's it going, Los? How you doing? How's life?
It's going good. It's going good. Things have been busy.
Yeah.
Busy to say the least. Things have been busy. But I can't complain about busy. Better busy than bored.
Exactly. Better busy than not doing anything at all, of course.
Yeah, but sometimes you really want to do.
Yeah. Sometimes you need those moments where you're just like, hey, I want to kick back and be lazy.
You know what the funny thing is? For most men, doing nothing means us doing one of our hobbies.
I know. Isn't that weird? I thought about that the other day. I was like, man, like when I go on vacation, I think it was Father's Day. I was like, man, when it comes to Father's Day, I don't want to do anything. But the whole time I'm thinking like, yeah, I want to play the game. I want to fix this. I want to do that. But it's like, I just said I'm not doing anything, You know
what it is? I think that for men, we want to do the things that we want to do. Because the thing is, men in general, we have so many obligations that we have to do this and we have to do that.
Yeah.
Then when we have a moment to ourselves, we're like, ooh, I want to do this. Let me go do this. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Honestly, I think that is actually a really good point. But yeah, same here. I've just kind of been trying to catch up on movies. I'm actually really heavily considering getting the A-list subscription because there's a lot of great movies coming out this year. So that's something I'm probably gonna be doing soon. I recently watched...
we actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy thanks to Kira's A-list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you can only use it, like one person can only be on that subscription. You can't do like a family plan thing or a bundle.
You can't do, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But I'm going to get the subscription too, so then we can just go see movies like week. Like that, like we're trying to make that our thing.
Okay.
To go see movies once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least attempt to do it once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, because we really have fun at the movies. We honestly really have fun at the movies.
That's what me and Val are actually going to do too, because we've been thinking about it, and that is kind of our thing. Like we love just going there, getting the popcorn, and just being in that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And like with all the great movies coming out this year, I'm like, man, movies are expensive, man. Like literally, like going to the movies is a bill. Like
it's a minimum of $100,
especially if you go with multiple people. Yeah, man. It is literally
yeah, but here's the thing: like, we'll spend $100, but like, my ticket will be half price. Hers is free because it's part of the subscription. We'll get discounts on food. I mean, one time we ordered, I think it was something like $30-$40 of food, and we paid like $11.
Wow.
So that's why I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. That subscription is 100% worth it.
Don't forget, guys, if you're watching live, hit the like button. Subscribe if you guys want to stay in contact with all the great content that we're going to be putting out this summer. Also, if you guys want to support the Patreon financially, you can check out our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/JHouze. And pretty soon we're going to be setting up a what you told me about before, Los, the coffee thing. Buy me a coffee.
Yes, we're going to set up something called Buy Me a Coffee, where you could literally just donate $5 to us, $2 to us, $10 to us. It's a one-time thing, and you're literally buying us a coffee because, let's face it, some of us are fueled by coffee.
Yeah, seriously. Speaking of coffee, just curious, what is your favorite coffee drink? Like when you go to Starbucks, what do you get?
You know me. When I go to Starbucks, I order a vanilla latte. But if I'm buying beans, it's Kimono Dragon. That's one of my favorites in Starbucks.
Okay.
Also, Casi Cielo from the Guatemala.
Cielo. I haven't had that in a minute. Okay.
It's such a good medium strength coffee. It's smooth. It's got little fruity notes at the end of it. Mm. Oh, it's really, really good.
Oh man,
I've done Sumatra a lot, but I think I'm just kind of over Sumatra, and I'm gonna, go on to something else. I've done Sumatra like for 12 years or something.
If I'm
Yeah.
going to Starbucks to get something strong, I usually get dark coffee, and if I usually get dark, I am getting usually Komodo, um, or no, not Komodo, Verona, and
Vernon's okay.
Italian. Italian's my
You
go-to.
like the Italian, really?
I like the Italian. I
I
love
to me it's a little bitter.
but I love that. There's something about that. It's like it's an acquired taste for sure. It's an
Yeah,
acquired taste.
yeah, I agree with
um,
that.
but yeah, shout outs to our producer tier Patreon, Miss Luna Wolf. Don't forget, guys. Like I said, if you want to support us on financially, check out our Patreon. You guys can get shout out on the show and get other special benefits. All right, Los. I'm starting a new segment for the show. We're gonna do it every few episodes here and there, and it's going to be, I don't have a title for it, but we're going to talk very quickly about a movie that's been out for a long time or for a while, or that's very popular that we are coming on late to. I don't know if you have anything that you can think off the top of your head, but I can go first. We'll call
Okay.
it late to the party or something. I don't know. We'll figure out a name for the segment. Better late than never.
No, it's got to be something like house classics or movie house classic. Movie
Movie
house
house
classic because it's classics that
classics.
we like. We haven't mentioned. We haven't talked about. Three.
Okay, interesting. Um, maybe if you guys are our patrons, you guys can help us decide names of segments for our show. Um, so the
Oh,
film.
speaking of which,
Okay.
before you start, I was told by one particular patron that if Chocolate Bunnies don't appear soon, we're reviewing My Little Pony.
Oh, I forgot about
Oh
that.
wait, I lost you. I can't hear you.
I said I forgot about that. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. What's our deadline?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know yet. She'll definitely tell me.
I guess I
I know
gotta
it's soon, like
like
real soon.
I gotta do it on like payday and just like get it over with. Just
Yeah.
like Amazon, help me. Amazon, I choose
No,
you.
no, remember, hand delivered.
It has to be a hit. Come on.
And we were supposed to post a video on Patreon,
Oh
on our
my
Patreon page.
goodness. I'm gonna have to just take a random trip on like a random day. Say, hey, here, I'm here to deliver your chocolate bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez Louise. All right, so my film that I'm going to talk about that I haven't seen and I just watched is Interstellar. Have you seen that before?
Yeah,
With
I
Matthew
don't
Mc...
like it.
You didn't like it, really?
I
Why
don't like
not?
it. Um, the science in it was very accurate, which I did enjoy, but to me, it was just the ending of it I didn't like.
Okay.
Not the final couple minutes, but
Hmm.
like the from the first part of the third act, maybe three quarters into the third act, that it was a little hokey for me. But the rest of the movie was great, But it like that third act really dropped it for.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I recently watched it and never seen it before. I heard a lot of great things about it. And I thought it was pretty good actually. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, like you said, the science part about that film really intrigued me. Me and my girl watched it. I wouldn't think that she would be into stuff like that, but she actually was. And she loved it too. So Matthew McConaughey was great. They had a stellar cast in that film. Stellar
Yes,
cast. Um, and like it gave me Armageddon vibes. You remember Armageddon with Bruce Willis and his
yes.
crew? Yeah, it almost gave me vibes of that kind of film, basically. So yeah, I mean, Interstellar, man, check it out if you guys are into like space and exploration and things like that, and just science. I think you guys would definitely love it. I thought it was a great movie. So,
Um, me, there's a.
I'll say it again. Your voice went out. My bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said for me, there's really a whole bunch.
Okay,
Um,
one that.
like if you give me a second, I'm kind of like looking through my whole movie collection here.
All right, let's break it down like
I know.
this. Okay.
Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Wow, that's a deep cut. Okay.
That is a movie that really impressed me because the voice acting was really good. That was the first time where we really saw a type of a full CGI attempting to be photoreal movie,
Hmm.
and the movie worked on every level. I
Wow.
thought the movie was really really good. Like
Hmm.
a good 4 out of 5 chocolate bunnies.
Okay. Wow. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. I would
I
not
saw
think
it in
that you would like
theaters
it.
and was impressed. I saw it twice in theaters. That's how impressed I was
What?
by it. Yeah.
Wow. I actually saw that movie around the time that it came out. I think I saw it on I think it was on cassette. I think during that time. It might have been on
Jesus.
cassette tape. Yeah, I didn't actually go to movie theaters to see it. But yeah, I'm actually surprised you actually like that. That's I mean, I don't know if you know it's based off the Final Fantasy games. I'm not sure if you're into Final Fantasy games.
Since I've never played the games, I was coming into it fresh,
Hmm.
and when I did play the games, it was like turn-based battles, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people love turn-based, but that's not.
Yeah, it's different now. It used to be turn based. They actually changed the formula now, so now it's like third person action like fighting games now, basically.
Ooh.
So yeah, you might actually like it a little more now. You might actually like it a little more. But yeah, that's interesting. I would not have taken you for a Final Fantasy Spirits Within guy. Like that's really interesting.
Well, you know me. I love technology and seeing like and the day it was like, wow, the graphics are amazing. Now you look at it, you're like, oh look, PS5.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, I remember when I first saw the trailer for that movie, I was just like, "Oh, this thing is beautiful. It's like the most beautiful looking thing I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
And then yeah, like you said, looking at it now, we're actually playing the trailer live right now, and it's not bad, but you can tell it's dated.
Yeah. But at the same token, if us as filmmakers had the ability to make a film using that technology, we would jump at it like
Oh,
make it in a
instantly,
heartbeat. Yeah.
instantaneously. That's actually one thing I really want to get better at is using VFX and like things like that and like special effects and all that stuff. I really want to master that, you know. So and like
I,
side
I
note,
would take a class for that, me personally.
yeah.
Only because I need to learn the logic and the thinking behind it.
Mhm.
And for me, I would need a class to learn it from somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. I would love to learn that. But yeah, Spirits Within, man. Wow, very very surprised about that. Very surprised. All right, so let's jump into our show notes topics here. PlayStation Showcase happened a few days ago. Los, did you get to check out some of the trailers from the showcase? Was there
No,
anything?
I've only saw one, the Spider-Man, the gameplay one.
That's the only one that matters.
And
The only one that matters. All right, so thoughts, man. How'd you feel about it?
um, it feels like an evolution of the original Spider-Man game in Miles Morales. It
Okay.
really does.
Yeah.
The action that they showed was absolutely intense. It has one of my favorite villains, Craven the Hunter. I really like how they
Really?
modernized the outfit, the characters, and the little hint of the story that we got,
Hmm.
and the Venom suit.
You like the
Like, you,
Venom suit? A lot of people don't like the Venom suit.
no, I don't like the way the Venom suit looks. I really don't.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
thought it was a little too fluid. Because at one point you see the back of Peter Parker's neck and you see it moving like liquid, and I was like, that's too
Really?
fluid. Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that.
When they were on the pier talking,
Hmm.
that's when you see it.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but I did like, his new powers. I did like the way he fought. I did love all that stuff. But I think the game's going to be excellent and amazing.
Yeah.
And I like how, you know, uh, Peter and Miles work together as a team.
Hmm.
And they're like, alley oop, okay, alley oop. And they actually did a move together. I thought that was great. It was absolutely great. I'm definitely buying that.
Did you ever finish the first Spider-Man film? I mean game?
Both of them,
You finished
both
both?
games.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked Miles more than I liked the
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 first one?
the Spider-Man one.
Really? Wow, that's different.
I
Most
just
people like
felt
the
like
first one.
the the people who did the original Spider-Man, when they got into Miles, they polished a couple things,
Hmm.
and I think that what they've learned going from uh, Spider-Man to Miles, they put into Spider-Man 2.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
most
but
people
both were
I've
great
heard.
games. Both were absolutely great games. Miles was way too short.
Yeah, I heard a lot. I haven't finished Miles. I'm still pretty early in it, honestly. I love the first Spider-Man. I thought it was amazing, pun intended. It's just the voice acting was great. That it was just such high quality triple A like content, man. It was just so good. And then Miles was great as well. It was nice to see that, that representation in that game, like with the reggaeton and, being in Brooklyn and so on and so forth, with his family and just showing off his heritage. Like that was just all amazing. Um,
What I liked was his Spanish is what you expected from half American, half Latino.
yeah, I agree. I
Where
agree.
he spoke it well, but very thick American. I love that little touch of the authenticity of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like really amazes me with like that game is just like so many of the little things they gave so much detail to, which was awesome,
Yeah.
freaking awesome. Um, so are you like, are you were you expecting it to be crossplay, not crossplay, co-op in this game because it was Peter Parker and Miles in the same game?
Yeah, I did because that kind of seems like the logical way to do things. Because if you look at all the Arkham games,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then it went into Gotham Knights, that was the logical conclusion. So I wasn't surprised when they did that.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Yeah, I mean, some people were really expecting it to be co-op. I didn't think that they would because I just feel like with that world, it's probably a little tougher to make that a co-op game. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's an amazing single player game. I don't think I need co-op in a Spider-Man game. I do like Craven. Craven looks amazing. Like his design is just awesome. He looks intimidating. He looks like somebody that will destroy you with his pinky. Um, Looks great. I'm surprised they showed us Peter as Venom. I mean, Peter with the symbiote suit on. But then again, I feel like they probably did show us that because that's probably going to be early on in the game. And then later on, maybe Eddie Brock will become Venom or something like that. So maybe that's why they wanted to show that off, show us what the Venom suit could do. I think it had some amazing mechanics. Like when he stretched his arm out, he was slamming him up against the wall. That's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I really do think he's going to lose the Venom symbiote suit, you know, at the end of the game. And if there's a Spider-Man 3, that's when you're going to see Eddie Brock.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
That's,
Interesting.
generally how that's what happened in the comics. And I think is what's going to happen in the game.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited for this. I feel like this is definitely already, even though it didn't come out yet, contender for game of the year. Hands down.
Yes.
Contender for game of the year. It's gonna be amazing. Um so yeah, it's coming out fall. We don't have an exact date yet on when this is gonna be dropping, but I'm thinking probably like maybe October or September or something like that. We'll see. So yeah, we had a bunch of other stuff that came out of State of Play, but like I said, we're not gonna touch base on everything. Um, so I thought that was amazing. I feel like Spider-Man stole the show.
It did.
Sony is also coming out with like some kind of handheld. I don't know if you saw or heard about it, like a screen with the handhelds or like the hand portions that you hold of the PS5 controller connected to a screen. I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw
I
that
saw
yet.
that.
It looks weird. Do you think that like you don't think that looks weird?
It looks weird, but it might be one of the things where, okay, like here's the thing about the Switch. It looks good, but when you play with the Switch, it kind of feels uncomfortable after a while.
It's
And I
very
kind of feel that
uncomfortable.
maybe they did comfort over form.
That is true. That's probably true. That's probably how they were thinking about it because I played on the Switch before multiple times and literally every time if I'm playing it with no kind of attachments or anything attached to it and just bare Switch, my hands do get cramped after a while
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot smaller than my hands. So I actually had to buy like an actual attachment that I can slide the Switch into that give me some grip, basically. So maybe that is what they were going for. They were like, listen, this thing is gonna look a little ugly, but if we want to get some comfort, it's gonna have to look ugly.
Yeah.
We can't make it look pretty and give you comfort at the same time. Plus, I think they want to get the same kind of features that come with the PS5 controller. I think they want to put that in that actual thing as well. So I think that's why it looks like that. So, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Akira in chat says, "Is that an old Switch or new? Which one? The Switch that I'm playing on? The one that I'm playing on is the Animal Crossing Switch that Val has. So
So it's so it doesn't have the OLED screen, or it does have the OLED screen?
It doesn't have the OLED screen. I think
The older one.
I think the OLED and the older Switch are still the same size. I think the only difference is the OLED.
No, the OLED's a little bigger.
Oh, it is a little bigger.
It is a little bigger. Yo, but the difference in the screen is day.
Yeah, I think I saw it at Best Buy. I played on it for a little bit. I thought it was like the same size, but that's interesting to know that it's a little bigger. What's up, Legion in chat? How you doing, man? He said, don't forget the earbuds. They said, yeah, PlayStation also dropped some earbuds, some gaming earbuds. I'm guessing you can obviously use on your phones too. So I mean, PlayStation is really dropping, but they're really tackling the accessory game right now. Honestly, dealing with the handheld, which I didn't think that they were going to do that. It was rumors for that for a long time. Plus the earbuds, they're really getting into the accessory game. They're starting to become Apple, I guess. you know. Let's say this as well. All right, let's jump into our review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Let me see.
First part is spoiler free. Second part is spoiler full. No, because people need to know. Like, certain people don't like spoilers, so they need to know the first half is safe for you to listen and watch, and the second half, if you want spoilers, we're gonna just tell you all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not all of them, but a lot.
All right, so let's just start off with, like you said, spoiler free. I honestly, I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy series. I thought the first two films were awesome. I love that crew. I think they're amazing. They're hilarious, and I wasn't sure what to expect of it going in because the most recent Marvel films have been like okay, at the very least. They've been a little blah. So even though James Gunn was honest, I was still a little worried about how this was going to come out. But it was actually good. I had a lot of fun watching this film. A lot of fun. It was great.
I liked it. I won't say I loved it. I did like it. Okay. I did like that they stuck to a lot of the 70s color palettes. I did like the fact that the story progressed very well. I never felt that there was a boring moment in it. Mm-hmm. There was one person who was just being too sad in the thing. A couple times I was just like, oh. But it fit the story, so I wasn't too thrown off by it. And I did think it ended on a good note. I don't want to say it was positive or negative because it's neither. It's just a good note. Okay. And then once we go into the spoiler ones, I'll talk about the 2 or 3 things that I really didn't like about them. And it didn't take away from the film. It kind of ruined, gave me a bad feeling in my.
What, like the ending? You're saying?
No. Just something that happened in the story.
Oh, something happened in the story.
And again, it like I said, it's a good movie. Like, if I had to rate it, it's like a 3.5 chocolate bunnies out of 5.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I think if I had to rate it, honestly, I would definitely give it a 4.5 chocolate bunnies.
What did you think about the music in?
The music was amazing. I think there's one thing I love about Guardians of the Galaxy so much is that their taste of music is just always great. It's always great music, honestly.
And this is the one that I didn't fall in love with the music in it.
Really?
Yeah, there were just a couple songs I was like, no.
Okay. I mean, I still
the other two were amazing. This one I was just, eh.
I think the first one had the best music, hands down. And I don't know. I guess I didn't think about it that hard with this one because I mean, Guardians is always known to have like that awesome 80s, 70s, 90s type music. So
this one had 90s and 2000s.
Yeah. They did squeeze some 2000s in there. I don't know. I didn't really think about it that deeply with this one. So I guess next time I watch it, I gotta like maybe pay more attention to it. I feel like with this one, I was more intrigued in the story than the music, honestly, because it was such a deep story. But yeah, I thought it was good. I felt like Drax we didn't get the over the top Drax that we usually get. Like, he had his moments here and there, but I kind of wanted a little bit more from Drax. I feel like they kind of like pulled back a little bit. Like,
I was glad that Mantis featured a lot.
Yes, Mantis definitely just like she stole the show. I think this is the most we've got from her out of all the series. Usually, she'll pop in with Drax for a few one-liners and then she'll disappear for a little bit. You know, I feel like with each of the three movies, like some characters got a little bit more focused than others in each of the three movies. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Obviously, part two was literally all about Quill. It was just literally about his story, his family, and things like that. Part one was literally just about everybody. Everybody had like
Hmm.
pretty decent time. This one mainly featured Drax. I mean, not Drax. Rocket. This was all about his story, and I thought it was very emotional. Certain things that happened in regards to Rocket's past, I'm surprised that Disney let happen on screen, and we'll talk about that in spoilers. Um, but overall, I thought it was a fun movie. I saw this movie in an empty movie theater, so I felt like it was like it was just fun. It was nice to just have a theater to myself, relax, and just like enjoy like a great summer flick. It was really good.
Okay.
I loved it. So, but yeah, like I said, I would definitely give a 4.5 chocolate bunnies for this one. Honestly, especially compared to the Marvel movies that we've been getting lately, it was one of the better ones we've gotten over the past 2 years. Honestly.
Um, I just kind of think this is Marvel going, okay, let's get back to real business. Let's do things the way we know how to do things, and they're moving forward. I just kind of think some of their experimentation, um, it, that they got cocky. They're like, oh, people always love whatever we do. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, and they were like, well, maybe not everything. You know,
Yeah, I was very just disappointed about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was expecting so much more from that, especially with Kang being in it. It was very mediocre,
I
honestly.
just think if they would have trimmed the movie, it would have been better.
I don't even know if it was just that. I mean, I just think it just wasn't good writing. I didn't like. I know we talked about this before on our review for the film, but like even his daughter, like I didn't like his daughter. That I thought something about her just didn't mesh well with me. I don't know. I mean, I think Guardians 3 is one of the, like I said, the better films that we gotten in the past 3 years for sure. I mean, because other than that, I don't know. Marvel has been slacking. Has been slacking. So, all right, let's jump into our spoiler territory for Guardians. I'm gonna let you go first, Los.
Okay,
Deep
spoilers
dive
start
into
in
it.
3, 2, 1. What I hated was the animal cruelty.
Really? Okay, I didn't see
You
that
have to
coming.
understand, man. Like, I've got 3 dogs, I've got a cat, I've got a bearded dragon, um, and that's what really bothered me. You know,
I can,
I,
I can,
I'm
I
not
can
an animal
understand.
activist or anything. Like, if I'm hungry, I'll kill a pig, I'll shoot a deer. See what I'm trying to say? But like, I just thought the animal cruelty wasn't excessive, but it was enough to bother me. And that kind of, and I know it's integral to the story, but it bothered me enough to make me go, ugh, and it kind of pulled me out of the film a little bit, you know?
I totally get where you're coming from. For one, like I said before, I was really surprised that Marvel Disney let that go. Like honestly, as much as it did, I felt like there was so many points where it was like borderline on the edge of like a little too much. It was like
Exactly,
it was right
exactly.
there. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of think if in a couple scenes, instead of them showing the scientist's face, over Rocket, if they would have just showed him strapped to the chair and then panned away and just had the sounds, I think it would have been still his stomach churning, but I think it would be a little less for me. I think it
Okay.
was the visual of it that bothered me.
The visual of which part actually? Which part you
All of
talking
it,
about?
all
Oh,
of it in
just
general.
just all of it in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could already tell from the trailers that we were going to get some kind of story from Rocket, like a backstory, because it showed him as like a baby raccoon, which is what he kept saying that he's not for so many years. I think it was
Then
so
he found
fun.
out he was.
I think that was so hilarious that when he looked at the paper or whatever he was looking at, and it said raccoon, he was like, oh, like you can see it in his eyes. I guess I am a raccoon.
Yeah.
I thought it
But then
was
he
so.
called himself Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, yeah. So that was great. There was a point that I was trying to make. I forgot where I was going with this.
About the animal cruelty.
Yeah, I didn't think that we were going to get that in this film. I was really surprised, and we got it like pretty early on. And there were a few moments, like I said, where, like for example, geez, what's the main guy's name? The main villain,
Oh, the High Evolutionary.
High Evolutionary. There were moments where he would like grab Rocket by his head, like little baby raccoon, and just like, hey, like you're going to be my slave, basically, like grabbing him, squeezing him by the head. I'm like, ooh,
See,
that's a little much.
those are the things that bothered me so much.
Yeah, it was a little bothersome, and I get they're trying to get like an effect out of it, but
But they did it too often.
it did happen a lot. It did happen a lot. There was moments where I think he like kicked the raccoon or pushed him or something, like multiple times. Like he did it, his henchman did it. I was really surprised. I was really surprised that they let that go as often as they did.
Yeah.
Like and like you said, I get that he did it for effect of the story. That's fine. I was just a little surprised. You know.
Yeah, me too.
I love the High Evolutionary though. I would definitely say his character, chef's kiss, amazing. I love this guy.
Actor did an amazing job. I don't remember in the comics if he wore a mask.
Okay.
Because the ending when they talk about how he wore a mask when he finally took the mask off and you see what Rocket did to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that about that in the comic. But then again, it was the High Evolutionary wasn't really in a lot of comics that I read, so I don't really know about him.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to ask Hacker.
Yeah, he'll probably know.
He would know.
Anybody in chat, let me know, guys, if what you guys think of the film, and what did you think of the High Evolutionary?
All right, what was your favorite part of the film?
My favorite,
mine is, to me, was one of the funniest parts, so that's why I loved it.
My favorite part of the film, well, I had a lot of favorite parts, but one of my favorite parts of the film is literally every time they were going somewhere, whether they dropped down a tunnel, whether they were jumping through space in their little Teletubby suits. I love how Mantis was just always just getting, like, she was always bumping into something, like falling on her head.
Yeah.
Literally, like when she got thrown down the hole, everybody just fell on their butt, fell on their legs. Mantis goes head first into the hole.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is happening? I thought that was just so hilarious. Mantis stole the show for me, hands down. She's my favorite character in this film. She
Yes.
was amazing. I freaking loved her.
All right, my two favorite parts. One, when Mantis was fighting and she grabbed somebody's face and said, "Fall asleep," or "You're angry," or like shoot everybody in the room. Things like, I love that.
Oh yeah,
That's using her abilities to the fullest.
Yeah,
Love
I did
that.
like that. Yeah, it is. I feel like she used her abilities a lot in this film, definitely. Especially when she was in that room and they were fighting the guys that looked like big Stay Puft Marshmallow Men who were
Not
like,
even, they look like bread.
bread. You thought it was bread?
They look like bread to me.
Yeah, they look really weird. And like, I like when she went up to the one guy and she was like, "Dance," or something like that.
Yeah.
He's just like dropped his gun and started randomly. That scene was amazing. Amazing freaking scene. One of my favorite parts in the film, which also reminds me of the movie The Raid, when I think it was the third act, and they're fighting in that long hallway, and they're fighting all the bad guys, all the henchmen, all the monsters, and everything has happened in slow motion. That was amazing. I don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah, I do remember.
That was amazing. I was like, man, I actually can't wait to watch this movie again just so I can watch that scene again. Freaking love it.
For me, you know what was the other part that I loved? When they ditched all the spacesuits by accident.
Oh yeah, and they went into space.
Right? No. But when what's his name from Firefly?
Oh, the main guard. I don't remember his name, but I know. I think.
Hold on. IMDb. I choose you.
I choose you, as always. Let me see. Hold on, chat. We're pulling up.
Nathan Fillion.
Yes. How did I not get that too? I don't. I should have got that.
Yeah, I know. Well, when Nathan Fillion was talking to them, and he was like, I'm stuck with him. He's like, the boss's cousin. He's like, I know, I got one of those too.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
fucking dying. That was awesome.
that was hilarious. I freaking love that. That was so good, so good. And like he said it like multiple. He said like multiple times throughout the movie too. Or like the one moment where jeez, what's the other guy's name? The other the gold cover guy.
Oh, hold on. I have IMDb up.
I gotta pull it up. I feel like I'm just butchering it right now.
Adam Warlock.
Adam
The character's
Warlock.
name is Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter.
Will Poulter, amazing actor. Love that guy. I love everything he does. He's freaking amazing.
You know what? I was trying to figure out what have I seen him in, and I couldn't place it.
Yeah, he's been in so many things, man. So many things. Jeez, I'm trying to think too. What else was he in? He was in something very recently.
But you know what? IMDb
He was in
profile.
we're the Millers. He was in Detroit, which great movie by the way. The Maze Runner. Just like he's been all over the place. 12 Nights, The Score, Dark Pictures Anthology, Dark Pictures Little Hope, which is a video game.
Black
Um,
Mirror.
he was in Midsummer. I don't remember seeing him in that. Did you ever see that movie?
No,
I don't remember him being in Midsummer.
he was in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Really?
The Voyage, the Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Wow. Yeah, he's pretty much he's doing his thing. He's been in a lot of movies over the past few years, man, for sure. So, but yeah, I thought it was funny when Adam Warlock was in the room and his mom was like, "Show this guy that we mean business." And
Oh, that was fucking hysterical.
typically you just smack a guy around a little bit, intimidate him a little bit, scream loudly. He like literally evaporated the guy, and she was like, "I said show him that you mean business, not kill him." He was like, "Oh well, how else am I supposed to do that?" I thought that was just so hilarious.
That
So
was funny.
so freaking hilarious. Um, what was who was your least favorite character in Guardians?
My least favorite.
Your least favorite character.
Probably Sean Gunn.
I would probably 100% agree with you. Honestly.
Only because he was used so effectively in the other movies, and this one, they made him like dopey. I don't know how
Dopey?
else to describe it.
Oh man. Yeah, I
Cosmo
mean,
was hysterical.
I loved Cosmo. Cosmo was amazing. And for anybody who doesn't know, Sean Gunn played Kraglin, but I'm pretty sure you know by now if you've seen the Guardian movies. But just in case, um, yeah, I would have to agree. I would think I would say Kraglin is probably my least favorite character. I liked him more, like you said, in the other movies. I thought he was cool. I thought he was great. Um, but yeah, just I felt like he was there just to kind of be there. Honestly, in this
I
film.
just feel like they didn't use him effectively, and they didn't show his character growth.
Yeah, they really didn't. They really by this point I would have expected to see a little more, especially in terms of him like his power that he has basically with the arrow. I was expecting to see a
Yeah,
little bit more from that. And then when he did use his arrow towards the end, it was like, whatever. I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling his character in this film at all,
yeah.
honestly.
I felt like he was the weakest out of everything.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Um,
And again, it's not the actor; it's what was written for him.
yeah, it just wasn't written properly. I think they could have probably just done without him, honestly.
Oh,
Um,
but I loved when Cosmo was constantly complaining, and he called me a bad dog.
Say I'm a good
He's
dog.
like,
Take it
shut
back.
up! He's always talking about it.
Take it back. Take it back. And oh, also, this is a big thing. What about Groot actually saying "I love you guys" at the end of the movie?
Do you know what I felt like that was?
What?
I think that was um, what's his gun letting us in on what other people hear, what other people understand. I don't feel like it was Groot saying, "I love you guys."
Mhm.
I felt like it was James Gunn telling everyone, "Okay, this is what the Guardians hear."
That's a good
That's
point.
how I felt it. That's how I interpreted it as.
Okay. I can actually see that. If that's what he was doing, that's actually pretty cool. Because I know like throughout the movie that was a theme where Gamora was like, "Are you guys just making up what he says whenever he says I am Groot in your head?" you
No,
know?
but towards the end, she understood him.
Yeah, yeah. There's just like randomly because she's I guess she's been around him so much, she's like just kind of figured it out basically. Um, but yeah, that kind of caught me by surprise. I was like, oh, okay, we can hear Groot now. So I wonder if going forward, if we do have more Guardians, if we're just gonna be able to hear Groot, like actually say words.
I don't know. I don't think so because he doesn't in the comic.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, what do you think is the future now of Guardians? If we do get more, what do we get?
I don't think we're gonna get more Guardians. I think if we get Guardians, it'll be another like 10 years. This really was a James Gunn trilogy. He's moved over to DC, and I feel like there is no one kind of captured the magic James Gunn has.
Yeah, that's true.
I really don't. I mean, I expect to see the characters in like Secret Wars and things like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them appearing in their own movie project.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, at the end of the movie, they did say that Star Lord will be back, basically. So we will see him in Secret Wars, possibly some other projects. I think if we do get anything, like let's say if they decide to follow Rocket's story, because he has his own little guardians, so to speak. Now, um, maybe a TV show with Rocket, possibly. I think that would be something interesting to see. I wouldn't mind
Maybe, but
seeing
then
that.
you might wind up with that She-Hulk effect.
Oh my, please, we don't talk about She-Hulk on the show anymore,
I will tell you this
man.
much: Dave Bautista said he will not return to the Guardians of the Galaxy unless it's James.
Oh, so I guess that's
Already
not
said it.
it's definitely not happening then. Yeah, because I feel like
I mean, it could continue, just continue without him.
yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just I feel like somebody capturing that magic, like James Gunn, like that was his baby. Guardians of the Galaxy was his baby, and
Yeah,
somebody else touching that, unless they can really capture that magic, just let it go, leave it alone, let the characters do their own thing, let Star Lord show up in future films, and just let that be it. Honestly,
yeah.
so would you say this is the best? One of Would you say this is one of the top three, maybe top five Marvel? Let's say top three Marvel films that we've gotten since Endgame.
No,
No, really,
I wouldn't put any of the Guardians in the top three.
since Endgame.
Since and what do we have? 5 movies?
Now we have a few movies since Endgame. Hold on,
Okay,
let's
ahead,
pull
go
that up.
through them.
Let's see. Hold
TV
on.
shows not included.
TV shows not included. Okay. MCU movies.
We know it's not Eternals.
Are you sure? That's your favorite movie, man. Come on, get out of here. The favorite movie of all time. All right, so first is Iron Man 3. Age of Ultron. When did Endgame come out? All right, so after Endgame, we had Spider-Man: Far From Home. We had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternal, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and now Guardians 3. So, all right, let's just say, would you say it's one of your favorite ones since then at all?
No,
Since Endgame? No, not never.
no,
Wow. Okay.
absolutely not. Both Spider-Man movies, absolutely. Uh, Definitely not Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
Absolutely not Wakanda Forever. That they should
Absolutely
have
not Wakanda.
recasted.
Wow.
No, they should have recasted Chadwick Boseman's part. That's what he wanted. He wanted the movie. He wanted his part to be recast.
Wow.
I just think Siri hasn't. The character of Siri hasn't matured enough to be the Black Panther.
Okay.
What was the others on the list?
The others on the list were um Black Widow, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. There you go. It's my top three.
Shang-Chi is definitely up there for me. I think that's definitely top three for me.
I mean,
Black
Wakanda
Widow.
Forever is in maybe the top 5, maybe top 10, but definitely not top 3.
I'll definitely say Wakanda is definitely top five. I mean, I don't know, but for me, a lot of the movies after Endgame, besides Spider-Man, weren't really that great for me. Honestly, there's really not a lot that really caught me or captured that magic of MCU since Endgame. I
For
mean,
me, for me, Shang-Chi did because it's the first time they
Shang Chi.
ever tackled a martial arts film.
Hmm.
They they effectively showed a man and woman be friends and only friends,
Hmm.
and um, they dived into a new culture. And I just kind of felt like, other than the dragon, I think it worked really well.
Yeah, the dragon was my least favorite part about that film. And I
Yeah,
don't even.
that just
Hmm.
kind of killed it for me.
I think it was, I mean, I get the whole fantastical part of it, especially with that, with that culture, but it just felt like it was a little out of place for me.
I just kind of feel a little bit more effective if there was a like army of little dragons, you know.
Yeah.
So then that way, like all the characters get to fight, and
Yeah.
then and then maybe like she's like at the end
Yeah.
with like a bigger one, or they combine to a bigger one. I'd be okay with that. But just
Yeah.
one huge dragon, I just kind of felt like it felt like too much in the film, where everything else was just right, and then the
Yeah.
dragon felt too much.
Maybe, you know what? That's actually that's actually a better way to say it. Yeah, it felt like overload at a certain
Yeah,
point. It's like, all right, I'm a little full right now. What are you doing? But yeah, I would have to say it's for me. It's the Spider-Man movies, and then for me, Guardians of the Galaxy is up there. Honestly, everything else that we've gotten since Endgame just hasn't really been hitting for me. I mean, for me, the TV shows have hit way more than the movies over the past few years.
yes, I think the TV
Way
shows are
more.
way more effective
So
because they set out to imitate the comic in a lot of it,
yeah,
except for Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was a slightly different take on her character, but I liked it. I know you didn't like it that much,
no,
Miss Marvel.
I love Miss Marvel. I
I'm
love
sorry,
Miss
She Hulk, the one you didn't.
Yeah, She Hulk.
Miss Marvel, I loved, but Miss Marvel also just died in the comics.
Really?
Died in the comics, yeah. They'll bring her back. It's comic.
Yeah,
Like you hated She Hulk, but you also never read the book, so you didn't understand what they were doing was just following the books.
Mm,
And like you didn't know that she was the first one to break the fourth wall. So I
mm,
feel like if you had a little more background in reading some of the books, I feel like you would have liked She Hulk same way I did. Is it one of the best Marvel series? Absolutely not. But it
mm.
was entertaining. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I mean, yeah, I mean,
Still not as good as Loki.
so, I cannot wait. Loki got delayed, by the way. I don't know if you know that it got delayed.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this summer. I think it's pushed back to this fall. Let me actually double check. I think it's November, October.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's not much to watch.
Um. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it at this moment. But yeah,
The one I'm
Loki got
scared of
delayed.
is Daredevil.
Are you worried about Daredevil because of the amount of episodes, or just
Yes.
in general? Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm scared it's going to be like old school television where you're going to have some like filler episodes. And that's kind of what worries me.
Yeah. And Marvel is not great at the filler stuff.
No.
They're really not great. Like it's okay to have filler if it makes sense. If it adds to the story and stuff like that. But I feel
I
like
feel that's what Ant-Man was it Ant-Man 2, 3, whatever it was. I think that's what it was. That movie was filler.
like the entire movie or just in general.
I feel like the entire movie was filler for the series of movies in this phase.
Yeah, it's just I just I would have to agree with you. I didn't like it. It did. It felt like it was just. I felt like that could have just been. I don't think we needed a movie. Like
I
honestly,
think it was a stream it, not watch it. A stream it, not flick it.
I stream it, not flick it. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah, because a flick, you go to the movies, stream, you watch at home.
Oh
I think it was
man.
a streamer, not a flicker.
So that should be something we should add to our review when we do a movie. Is it a stream it or a flick it? Like when we review a movie or a TV show or something.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I like that.
stream it or
I like that. Guardians was a flick it.
Guardians was definitely a flicking for you.
Yes, it was definitely a flick it. It was worth because there's the visuals were so detailed and so large and so encompassing that I kind of feel like your television doesn't do it justice, but the movie screen did it so much justice.
Yeah, it did. It did. I would have to agree. Yeah, this is definitely a flick it for me. I loved it. It's sad to see it end, but I'm glad that it's ending on a high note. Um,
Yeah,
James,
I will
James,
agree. It did end on a high note.
yeah, for sure. And I would actually have to say that, and I just realized that now that the special effects were good in this one compared to some of the most
Hmm.
recent Marvel movies that we've gotten, where it's been horrible.
But the reason why it was good is because they didn't overdo it.
Exactly. That's what
Anything
I
that was
felt.
meant to look cheesy was cheesy but polished.
Yes.
Anything that was meant to look really clean and excellent looked really clean and excellent. And that's kind of like it didn't overdo the spacesuits, you know? Like it was like a 1970s
Yeah.
or late 60s spacesuits and it fit the story. And that's kind of why I think it looked all so good because they knew where they needed more spit and polish and where they just needed a polish.
Yeah. Like literally, I couldn't say it better. I 100% agree. 100%. I like that James Gunn, whoever was in charge of the design and the special effects and all that, I liked how they leaned into just people possibly trolling and making fun of this movie because they do. And the fact that they just said, hey, let's get the most ridiculous looking spacesuits of all time. Let's get the most ridiculous looking villains who look like boogers, like,
Bread.
or
They look like
like
bread.
bread, like the bread villains, the bread clan. Like, let's just lean into that. And that's what I love about Guardians is that they just lean into that silliness. Like they lean into that wackiness, and like that's what makes it a very unique division of the MCU for me is that they lean into that stuff. You know?
The other thing is too because they're set in space, you know, they can get away with it because what does to aliens a bread suit is like the most amazing looking thing, and to us is like you look like bread. What are you, sourdough? You know, and I kind of think that's one of the things that gives them the room to do those
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
because bread armor will get laughed at here on Earth.
Yeah. Like, are you wearing that for winter or like what's going
Like,
on?
we were like, do you need some butter?
Some bull. So yeah, it was definitely great. Looking forward to like what else are we getting this year? Actually, let's take a look at that. I know we're getting Oh, side note, one thing we didn't talk about in spoilers is did you really think that Rocket was gonna die?
No,
You didn't think that he would?
no. I literally thought it'd be Drax was gonna die.
Me too. Only because people were talking about it online, supposedly leaking that Drax is the one to die in this movie, but he didn't. Even though
Yeah,
he
but
came
nobody
close,
died.
nobody
Nobody died.
died. So maybe they put out like a fake script or something like that online, just in case people,
Or
were
maybe
trying to.
they shot it and they said it didn't work.
Probably, probably. I honestly thought he was gonna die. I thought Rocket was gonna die, but just with the way everything was happening in the film, and for a second I was like, they're really gonna let this happen, you know?
No, I knew from the beginning they were not going to let him die because Rocket and Groot are too much of a strong buy and purchase. People are still purchasing Baby Groot. People love Rocket. Bradley Cooper did an amazing job as Rocket, and people just fell in love with the character.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree.
The only one that's a possibility I thought was going to die was Gamora.
That would have been man, that would have been kind of wrong. It's like your girlfriend dies, and now the one that looks like your girlfriend dies again.
No, it is his girlfriend, just from a different timeline.
Yeah, just from a different timeline. That would have been pretty harsh. Um, so yeah, it looks like for the rest of this year, what do we have? We have the Marvels, which looks horrible. That one
I'm
is
so excited for that.
you're what?
I am so excited for that.
You're excited for why the Marvels?
Yes.
I'm so surprised. I'm so
Okay,
surprised.
think about this. You have the OP Captain Marvel,
Okay.
right? Then you have I don't know if she's going by Polaris or Miss Marvel. Not um what's her name? Hold on one second. MDB, I choose you.
AMDB.
Because I want to get every character's name right.
Okay.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah, me too. I really hate it. I'm like, yeah, you know, like that character, but the thing and the thing, you know.
Okay, so Monica Rambeau. I don't know what version of the name she's going to use for Marvel. You have a soldier who now has these powers, trying to figure things out. So I think that leads into something else. And then you have, oh, I cannot her name, uh, Zen Zenoba, the one who plays Khan, Miss Marvel,
Hmm.
and with that bubbly energy in there, I just kind of think it's really it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really funny, and I really think that you haven't had a really 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 funny Marvel movie since the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, maybe it'll be funny. Maybe it'll have some moments. The only thing that's interesting to me about this movie is Kamala Khan because I love Miss Marvel. That was an amazing show. I was really surprised at how good it was. I just think overall, for me, it just doesn't look interesting. I think this is a streamer for me.
And honestly, I think that you're gonna. Do you watch them? I honestly believe you're gonna be like, "Wow, this was really good." I was surprised how good.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know,
Think about it.
man.
The one thing you liked about Guardians of the Galaxy was space adventure.
Hmm.
You liked how the visuals were different, right?
Hmm.
You liked the comedy in Guardians of the Galaxy. You liked the interfighting of the team, and all those elements are shown in the trailer. And that's the reason why I think you're gonna
I honestly just feel like it just doesn't. What do we say? Stream it or flick it? Flick it or stream it?
stream it or flick it. I think it's gonna be a flick it. You think it's gonna be a stream
I
it.
think it's a stream it. Like when I saw this trailer, I'm thinking that looks like a TV show that I might watch when I'm bored. That's what it looks like. It looks like a TV show. I just I and I'm not the only person that's saying that. There are a lot of Marvel fans on social media who have been saying this does not look like this should be the next Marvel movie. It just looks like it should be a Disney Plus show. That's just what it looks like.
I can understand why they say that. I 100% can understand why they say that because you have Monica Rambeau, who really hasn't been established much in the universe.
No,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of doubts about that. People hated Brie Larson's Carol Danvers,
Yes.
hated her Carol Danvers. Okay. And I didn't hate it. I just thought it could have been done a little better. Uh, but people loved Khan, Miss Marvel. So I just kind of think that this movie is either going to make you accept Carol Danvers. I think it'll make you like Monica Rambeau and wait to see her in another one. And I think you're gonna beg for Miss Marvel season 2 at the end of this.
I feel like this is gonna make me want more Miss Marvel season 2. I'm not a fan of Brie Larson at all. I just think she's a horrible actress, and I just don't like her. And Rambo, I mean, I can't really say much about Rambo because, like
Great
you said,
actress though.
Miss who Rambo?
Yeah, Rambeau.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a great actress. It's just like you said, we don't have a lot on her character yet besides her little bit of time that we got in WandaVision.
Hmm.
So I can't really speak on her character yet. So I guess you're right. Maybe it is the whole fact that there's so many question marks with this. It's like, what is this going to look like? What is this going to feel like? How are these characters going to gel? The only one that we really had a lot of time with outside of, well, I mean, we had time with Brie Larson, but nobody likes her. You know what I mean? I think the only person that people really probably gel with a lot here is Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
You know, because it was that show was received very well. So I don't know, man. It's just
And mind
like
you, we've also had the most time with Marvel.
yeah, we did. Even though we didn't like it, we definitely had the most time with her, which says something
Yeah,
about
with
that
Kamala Khan,
character
we've
for
had the
sure.
most time with.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna obviously check it out for content purposes. This is gonna be like that moment for me where like you will watch something. I mean, you will watch something that I love but you hate. This is gonna be that for me.
This is gonna be your Obi-Wan.
This is gonna be my Obi-Wan. I don't want to watch it, but I gotta do it, man. I gotta do
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, Los, do you have anything you want to leave with the beautiful people before we get out of here? Or I guess we kind of did. In a
Yes.
sense.
Recommendation.
Recommendations. Go for it.
Uh, I gotta get the name right because I've been playing it brain.
um.
The new Star Trek game that came out 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
Star
actually
Trek
been
Resurgence.
Star Trek
It is
Resurgence.
made by people who used to make the Telltale games. So this is a Telltale style game, and it literally feels like you're part of an episode. It
Really?
is really good. It is really, really good.
Wow. Okay. And this
I
is on mobile or this is on console?
PS4, PS5, Xbox, and that's it.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
PC.
Interesting. Interesting.
You cannot buy a physical copy. It's download only, which is the only downer of it. But
Okay.
man, the game is really good. Like I feel like I'm part of the episode because just like a Telltale game,
It's
your
episodic.
options for conversations dictate how the game turns out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true. Um.
So like you play the commander, which is the XO, second in charge of a ship,
Mm,
and you play a low level engineer at the during different times of the game.
okay.
And it is so good. Like it literally feels like you're watching an episode, and every little section has its own title, and it even comes up with the title cards the way they came up on the Star Trek shows. So it's
Really?
really good. I'm literally surprised how much fun having it. And as I play it, sometimes I'm like, oh crap, I gotta select an option here to talk because like I'm just enjoying the episode.
You're sitting there just watching
These
it.
developers really know Star Trek. They know Star Trek well enough to not only set it on a ship that you've only seen once in an episode of DS9,
Yeah.
but they've also understood, the little nuances that make Star Trek episodes so good.
Wow.
It's a
Interesting.
really good game. Really good game. So I recommend Star Trek Resurgence.
How many hours have you put in on this so far?
I got the game 2 days ago. I've maybe put in 2 hours, a little over 2 hours.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
So far on a chocolate bunny scale, five being the highest, how many chocolate bunnies would you give this?
I'm gonna give it a 4 right now, only because I haven't played further. But
Okay.
as of right now, it's definitely a 4 because you know, for a perfect thing, it's got to have like a perfect ending
Wow.
for it to be 5. But right now, it's a 4.
Los is in heaven right now, Chad. He got him an amazing Star Trek game to play right now on the PS5. He's in heaven. That's what's up. That's what's
Absolutely.
up. My recommendation is also gaming related. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection. I'm not sure if you guys heard
I
of it.
almost bought that.
You almost bought that. My girl actually just bought that for me fairly recently. Yesterday actually. Freaking love it. I dived into it. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, you will love this. They have Turtles in Time. They have I have like the box somewhere. I don't remember how many games is on there. There's so many Turtles games on there. Turtles in Time, Turtles Part 1, Part 2, NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Sega Genesis games. They even have some Turtle games that were released in Japan that were never released in the States
Oh
on here
wow.
as well. So like if you're a big Turtle fan, the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection is definitely something to check out. I'm playing it on PS5 right now. They even have an option where you can look at the old promotional material that was like back in the 90s, like in gaming magazines, toys, commercials. Like it's just like it's the ultimate Turtle fan collection. Like
Well,
it's
I have
amazing.
a question for you. If you are an Ultimate Turtle fan, have you watched the episode of the Power Rangers where the Ninja Turtles show up?
Actually, I did watch that. I did watch that.
Okay, then that's
Yes.
it. You're an official Ninja Turtle super fan.
I did watch that. That was actually like a dream thing for me because I grew up obviously a Turtle fan and a Power Rangers fan. So I freaking loved it. The next thing I gotta do is actually read the Batman versus Ninja Turtles comic because that's a thing. I don't know if you heard about
Have
that.
you seen the movie?
No, I have not seen it. I heard about the movie. I just haven't seen it yet though.
It's really good. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's a little more aimed towards kids, but it's still super entertaining.
Okay. That's definitely my next read actually. So hold on, chat. Let me catch up with you guys. June 3rd. Yeah, but at the same time, Telltale did not went well for what they did to their workers.
Yes. And that is why this game developer for Star Trek Resurgence are people who left Telltale and started this company
Yeah,
to make this game. This is their
yeah.
first release.
I did hear about that. Yeah, so it's like it's pretty much it's the same company but new people basically.
No, it's people who left the Telltale and they left it and they started this
Oh,
company.
so it's not even called Telltale anymore. It's just a
No, that's
completely
why I
different.
said it's a Telltale style game.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, cool. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, check it out, guys. Star Trek Resurgence and Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection for sure. That's our recommendation for today. Other than that, thank you everybody for checking us out today. Like I said before, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're on the YouTube side of things, if you're on the audio side of things, leave us a review. It definitely helps out the podcast. And we have our Patreon page if you guys want to support us financially. That'll be in a link below. And don't forget, we got some new merch dropping, guys. That's going to be below as well. Check out our merch. Hopefully you guys like the design. Los is working on the designs this time, so it's going to be a little different than our last artist. So let's see what that's going to look like, guys. I think you're going to love it. So, all right, guys, we're out of here. Peace and chicken grease. I'm tired. I got to go. We'll catch you guys later.
Later.